Green exhaust, Shardvixen here. Okay, hang on. We are not doing the spirit part first, so let's turn this down. That's fine. I don't mind in the background while I read. If it's distracting, be sure to tell me. Hey, Cuswell, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. All right, so we're gonna do Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy. Let me move this down here a little bit so you can see the whole the whole thing. I downloaded this new app that I'm gonna tell you about in case you guys collect comic books. I don't know who does and who doesn't. So two things. So it's called Tappy Comics. In which I download my.
Don't I just have to redo my web search?
I'm streaming, honey.
Don't I just have to redo my web search in space?
Those two that were in there, and then the rest of your work is tomorrow.
It's just the web search in Space Wars?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm guessing. So, what it allows you to do is it will allow you to check. It allows you to share your collection on it, and then it will give you a market price on the collection if it was in good order. And then I can grade it if I want to. And so that's what I'm planning on doing, is just kind of getting a ballpark figure of how much my comic books are worth. Because I'm going to be getting rid of some of them. My daughter's going to set up a, hello, my love, is going to set up a eBay for me. And we're going to put comic books on there and Pokemon cards. So if anybody's interested in those, I'm going to put in the Discord, I'll share it, and we'll find, and people can go there for that stuff. But yeah, so Tappy Cards is TAB. TABI Cubs. I was trying to get to the other. So I can also share my collection. I can add more to my collection. Collection stats. I have one in my collection because I'm only clicking them as I go through them. So that's it. And then I can look up comic books there too if I want. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to see if I like it, if it's that useful. If not, I'm going to go back to my other one because I have another one too that I put comic books in. All right, so this is the 1990. This book came out in 1990, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to look real quick, but I'm sure that's what it is. These are a little harder to read. Because I need glasses, so I have to bring myself closer to them. This is number 1, volume 1, number 1, June 1999. So volumes change if they have discontinued a comic book. So like say this particular comic book, they discontinue it at 100 and something, and then 2 years down the road, they decide, oh hey, we really want to do another Guardians of the Galaxy. So they'll start a new Guardians of the Galaxy, and it will be volume 2. I have like 3 Red Sonja different volumes of that. Hey, Feely boy, thanks for stopping by. All right, so we're going to get started. First part of the stream is me reading the comic book. The second part of the stream is going to be me making journal stuff. Today, instead of making journal cover, I'm going to make some little journals that I'm going to be putting into bigger journals. So, because I've got to get rid of some papers and stuff. So, here we go. Guardians of the Galaxy first comic issue. So, these are our characters. Now, from the movie, we know him. The whistler with the arrow. I think that's the only one out of this bunch that they put in the movie. There are other Guardians of the Galaxy, just so you know. There are other groups of them. And throughout the comic book, we'll meet some of the other characters. But you have to also understand that this is explore into the Marvel Universe of the 31st century. So this is like way into the future, guys. I have another comic book called X-Men 2099. that it is, I think it's 2099, is also way in the future for the X-Men. Oh, that's good. No drops. Welcome, Resident Drake. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I get to do something really quick because I'm trying to make sure that I share my streams. So it'll be just a minute, guys, to get started here. I'm slow. I'm oh so slow. Slow. Sorry, that was it. That's what I wanted to restream. My restream is behind. Now, for those of you that do YouTube, or go and visit YouTube, these videos are going to be up on my Wild Rhyme Time, which is my crafting one. I gotta get rid of that Nightbot. TikTok, my TikTok no longer exists. I have deleted TikTok, and that's the way that goes. What did I want to do? Oh, I was gonna go Blue Sky. So I was gonna go to Twitch real quick. I'm trying to get more streamline here, but I'm a dummy when it comes to some of this. People streaming right now, we have Achillea _Sapphire. I think that's how you say her name. Wouldn't matter if you write it out. I won't know. Am I selling this comic book? I am not selling this comic book. These won't, the Guardians of the Galaxy will probably stay in my collection till I'm dead. Just so you know. I will be selling Green Arrow, though. And that is a consecutive run. At any point in time, if you guys want to see the ones I'm going to be selling, I'm probably going to do a stream where I'll show what I'm selling. So, alright. I was wondering why I hear echo. Because I'm doing something here. Okay, hang on. You're going to hear it click, click, click of my keyboard. Okay. Like I said, and Pokemon cards. That's what you'll do with yours as well, selling the comic books. Yeah, someday your comic book. I'm waiting for yours so I can get a copy of it. With you signing it. That would be great.
No.
Okay, so there's that. All right. Hopefully you guys hear me really well. All right. So this was the reason I got this comic book when I first got it was because of her. I really liked her. This is kept in a bag. It's not in a bag right now, but it is in a bag. So remember 1990? This is a year before my daughter was born. Look at the ad for Nintendo. So this is for the original Nintendo. Do you have the stomach to battle the belly and the beast? In the belly of the beast. This is called Ababo. Abadoy. Abadoid. With ugly eyeballs, mutant dogs, guardian ghouls, and skeleton fish. Okay, so the pages are very worn because this comic book, this also has a very feel to it. I love the feel of the older comic books. It's not quite a newspaper feel, but it's close. So if you can't see it really good, I apologize because that's just how it is. Okay. There is a second that wrestles with eternity, a heartbeat forever frozen in the tapestry of time. This is such a moment. And we have Stan Lee presents Guardians of the Galaxy. The year is 3017 AD, and one of the many possible futures of the multiverse. But it is the one we have visited several times before. The planet is called Kurg. I'm thinking that's how you say it. An out-of-the-way, low-tech world in the Bledsoe system. Oh, it's you. I was like, who am I seeing out of the corner of my eye? But it's Roger. I'm like, what's going on, honey? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just in a lot of pain.
Okay, because I'm like, you just came in, I thought. The
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy were not expecting trouble when they arrived here, but 10 seconds ago, a sophisticated bank of gun turrets rose from the barren, dirt-covered ground and began firing. The Guardians were caught unaware. It is not a state they will remain for in long. Now, so the Guardians of the Galaxy, it looks much better up there than it does in real life.
Version.
Hope all's well. All is good. Thank you, Walt. There are some big formats which are wide but thin. Yeah, the older comic books have just a really cool feeling to them. So sometimes you'll start with comic books like in the middle of a story, which is what we're doing here. Books are the same way. You'll start in the middle, then they'll go backwards. What you have to understand about the Guardians of the Galaxy is that some of them come from our solar system, if not all of them, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but so we'll see. He is called Starhawk. You guys see Starhawk? And if I have problems with words again, I'm sorry, because my mouth and my brain don't work so well, and I've really read today. Enigmatic mutant from the planet Arcturus. He wields the power of light and shares his physical being with the woman Altia. Okay. Guardians, you must destroy the gun closest to you. Then join forces to destroy the mainframe. Fakum. But he shares the secret of being the one who knows with no one. So, you prefer Jax this way? This is Charlie, 27, fifth generation militant man and last survivor of the Earth's Jupiter colony. Okay. Genetically bioengineered to withstand 11 times the gravity of Earth. Rant. Give him a break, Nick. Starhawk may be a jerk, but he's right. What do you think, Marty? With the strength and the mass that goes with it, he's the Guardian's pilot and military strategist. Okay. We're over here on this one, which is a dual, goes this way. So when you read this, you read this way to this way, then you come up here, then you go here, here, and then over here. Just so you know. But here's the title. But are they ready for Taserface? Doo, 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 doo. Okay.
Fucking Christ, that name still gets me.
What?
Jesus Christ, that name still gets me.
It's
Just like it did back in the day.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Nikki, last child of Earth's Mercury colony. Yeah, so who died and made you boss, Starhawk? So technically we probably would have gone this way. And we would have gone this way then down here, but I messed it up. Sorry. The agility of her limbs is exceeded only by her unnerving skill of her marksmanship and the sting of her sarcasm. She is the Guardian's navigator and technical weapons expert. She was my favorite. Okay. Martin X, silicon-celled master thermal energy, sole survivor of the Earth's colony on Pluto. You're the military man, Charlie. If it sounds good to you, it's okay by me. Yondo? He can emit blasts of searing heat from his right hand or numbing cold from his left. He is the Guardian's resident scientist and of late their reluctant leader. Okay. No, there will be no Groot in this. They changed a lot for the movies. Yep. Star Child is ultra different. Star Hawk, you're talking about. Yeah, this is 1990s. Totally different. Okay. I am clearing a path for Vance now. Yondu, last son of Earth's only extrastellar colony, Centuria 4. Primitive mystic and ancient weapons master. His weapon of choice, the whistle-responsive Yakai arrow. And then we have Major Vance Astro, first Earthman to the stars, last survivor of the 20th century. Which, if you ever read Doom Patrol, they have kind of the same kind of character there. Which, I can read Doom Patrol too. I have that. I have a lot of comic books, guys. I have Doom Patrol. I have the Sandman, which probably isn't very popular right now because Neil Gammat's in trouble with the law and people. Alright then, everyone, on my mark. Or as Benjamin J. Grimm used to say, his body's forever sheathed in the silver and black metal suit that preserves his life. He is the master of the mutant power, psychokinesis. Because Walt's finding this all very interesting. I love the Sandman in comics. Sandman's not in this comic. Sandman's a DC character. So you'd be more likely to see Lobo than you would be the Doom Patrol or the Guardians of the Galaxy, which they are making a Lobo movie. So if you're into Lobo, who is DC's version of Wolverine, only as a spaceman, that would be pretty cool. Okay. It's clobbering time! So he's quoting the Thing from Fantastic Four, as they were saying. The Guardians of the Galaxy stride as one. Kaboom! And the machine which moments ago threatened their lives is reduced to so much slag and debris. Wow. What was that? Any ideas, Marty? No, Charlie. I didn't recognize the design. Commercial break. Look at this. This is the Bio Commando. Experience the power of a one-man army. This is Camcom USA. Get set for the rapid-fire action as you transform into the Bionic Commando. The bestseller from Camcom is a dynamic adaptation of the original arcade classic. Expect an onslaught of challenges and extraordinary graphics when you battle enemy forces in their futuristic lands. Your powerful extending bionic arm and incredible arsenal of weapons gives you all you need to become an unstoppable one-man army. To the most daring soldiers, this might seem an impossible task, but they've never experienced the power of Bionic Commando. Bionic arm extends, providing unbelievable power and strength. Earn the weapons necessary to battle enemy forces. Bionic Commando offers some of the best high-resolution graphics available. This is a challenge for even the best video game players. Pretty sure that's a PC game. Alrighty. Back to the story. A good video game? I don't know. You like the old ads? Like Stepping Back in Time? Yeah, that's why I read them. I confused you. I'm sorry. I was just saying that if we wanted to pick other stories to read, I was going to read this consecutively. So we're going to start with 1 today. We'll do 2 next Wednesday, then 3. Or I can start doing them 2 at a time if you want so we can get through it faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, actually, it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever. But I did want to do journaling art on top of it. But I don't mind reading 2 comic books on top of it. And we could bounce from DC and Marvel comic books. This is Marvel comic books, The Guardians of the Galaxy. Do I have Wonder Woman? I think so. I'd have to look. If I do, it's going to be older, probably 1980s Wonder Woman. I might have gotten rid of what Wonder Woman I had. Because I did collect at one time the Teen Titans and Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman's sister was in the Teen Titans. So I had both. So I'm sorry I confused you, because, well, it's just there's a lot of different types of comic books, and there's a lot of overlapping of said comic books. So there are even crossovers with DC and Marvel. Oh yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to grade them. And then I'm going to take the lowest grade, because you see, my comic books are not graded. I will explain that when we're done, but these are not graded comic books, so I can't sell them as is right now. I have to have an idea. One thing I am certain, however, is that this is not indigenous to this planet. The technology is far beyond the obvious limited capabilities of the natives. All that's important is we destroyed it. It'll never work again. But beneath the molten metal that flows down the face of this doomsday machine, a tiny light blinks on unnoticed, and it sends a distress signal into a nearby space, where it activates a monitor on a ship of decidedly unearthly design. What? Korg? Again? This is the second time in a matter of days. Whomp. What is the attraction of that insignificant mud ball? No matter. Someone has violated my claim, trespassed upon my property, and for that, they will die at the hands of Taserface. This book right now, market price is $30. It's not graded though, so it's probably be like 15. Graded is usually almost a half of 45, or a half to 75% less than what you can get for it. Though considering I only paid $1, probably doing good. Here's another commercial. Another PC game. Codename Viper. You're the drug lord. You're the drug lord's worst nightmare. Your commander has instructed you to destroy a powerful drug cartel in South America, free innocent hostage, and bring in murderous drug lord. No sweat, right? Within minutes of landing in the South American jungle, you've infiltrated the drug cartel's bases. Dodging bullets, you stumble into a hidden door to find better firearms and ammo. Hostage 2. Things are looking up. You must now locate your fellow agent and collect the explosives you need to finish your mission and the murderous drug lord. Power jumping, great skill when you need to dodge bullets or mount sneak attacks. Hidden doors, behind them find hostages, additional weapons, and ammunition. Secret communique. As you advance to 8 levels, you uncover the message and the dreaded drug lord. Bombs. Handed off by a fellow agent, use these to escape to more challenging levels. Spectacular graphics. Sensational graphics make South America's dangers come alive. This is Capcom USA, which was in Santa Clara apparently at that time. You never heard of that one? I haven't either. It would be awesome to have some of those games. Maybe. You probably find them. I don't know. There's nothing that would be able to run them, I don't think. Okay. So here we go. These are the natives. Korg. There are no apparent signs of an invasionary force here. Perhaps we should consult the natives, see what they know about all this. I don't know, Marty. They look pretty spooked by us to me. Now, isn't that is odd, isn't it? It's the same reaction we got on the last planet we were on. Let me attempt communication, Martinex. I am a friend. I come in peace. Don't hurt my pup. The Centurion modulates his voice for maximum calm, but, "Murr, I'll kill you!" From out of the crowd leaps a powerful figure wielding a knife. A Korganian male attacks Yondu seemingly without provocation. I can't talk. Blah, blah, blah. I bet you if we Googled it, Feely, we could probably find it. I wonder how much it would be worth, though. That'd be the thing. How much would it be worth? This is Viper, Camcon Viper. Hang on. Let's look and see just for a minute. Now you've got me peeked. This is what happens when you read stuff. Was it Viper Force, it said? That's Viper Racing. Viper Racing. Not Viper Racing. Viper Force. Video game. PC. Viper Camcon. Doesn't have it listed. Codename Viper? Was that what it was? Because there it is. I found it. It says it's an NES game, though. I don't think that's what it is. I think it was something else. Interesting. You know, Codename Viper. It is an NES game. You can get it as an NES game. Camcon NES. I want to know what it was worth. No, it's not. Well, they have one on sale right now for $48.33 over on eBay. It came out, yeah. There you go. It's an NES game. So you probably could find it, you could probably find a thing and run it if you didn't have the original. But now they have the original ones out, so, okay. Yondu, not wishing to hurt his apparently mad attacker, but choosing to defend himself, rolls with the alien's own momentum to flip him. Monster! Wham! The accordion does not land gracefully. Okay, we're over here now. Popcorn at hand. Good. Popcorn's good. Oh, there goes the dog. There goes the dog. Hex. 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 Rawr, 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 rawr. Okay. Ha! Nice going, Flat Top. You really charmed them. Yeah, that did us a lot of good. But he attacked me. We know, Yondu. Look, it's obvious we're not going to get any information out of him. I'm going to beam up to the ship and double check our coordinates. Make sure we're in the right place for this clue. Fine, Marty. We'll stay down here and look around a little. See if we don't come up with anything. I don't think the natives will be giving us any more trouble. Martinex, wait. I shall accompany you. I must commune with Athos. I'm troubled. All right, Yondu. But if it's any consolation to you, this whole thing troubles me. They press the stars upon their chest, and the atoms separate into light rays, only to reassemble seconds later in their natural forms on the bridge of their ship. The Freedom's Lady floats above Kordor in geosynchronous orbit. She is the second starship the Guardians have owned. Their first, the Captain America, was destroyed a couple of years ago. Now, so there's a lot of, hey, what are you barking at? You're interrupting. Worried doggo? Something's outside making noise. So they write this like we know what's going on because there was another story. Usually what happens in both Marvel and DC comic books is there will be guest spots of this particular group, the Guardians of the Galaxy, in another comic book, and people liked it so much they decided to give them their own series. That's usually how that goes. He's all right. All right, here we have another commercial. Win a 5,000 shopping spree. Call now and talk to Black Manta for your chance to win. Tell him you want to enter the Black Manta sweepstakes and win a wild 5,000 shopping spree. Money you can spend any way you like at your favorite store. Call free to win the Black Manta sweepstake. 1-800-777-2-WIN. Only one call per person. Expires June 5th, 1990. So you can't call now. Prizes. We have first, I can't read that, and then second and third prizes. So you're going to have one first prize, and then you get second and third prize. Play with the Black Manta. Play Wrath of the Black Manta, the action-adventure game packed with suspense and intrigue. Travel the back streets, alleys, and underground tunnels of New York, Tokyo, and Rio with Black Manta, super ninja crime fighter, as he arrives to squelch the misguided efforts of the international terrorists bent on kidnapping innocent kids. Help Black Manta master the awesome powers of 10 magical martial arts and go on to exterminate these vermin from the face of the earth. And this is Tatio, the only game in town. That is interesting. To me, the commercials, spaceship is cool. It is cool. Planet side. You know, I can't understand the relation to the I can't understand their reaction to Yondu. It was almost as if they'd seen him before, or someone who looked like him. Yeah, well, you guys go figure it out. I'm going to hunt for that clue. I want that shield. Suits me, Vance. I've been waiting for a chance. Waiting for a chance to get Nick alone for a while now. You're still not over the burns from the last time, big boy. Am I complaining? Hey, where did Starhat go? I want to ask him something. He just walked away from us, as usual. He thinks he's too good for us, you know. Yeah, well, I wish he'd turn into a Alita permanently. Her I can deal with. Your wish may come true sooner than you think, Charlie 27. I feel the change upon me. I have kept her in far too long. He closes his eyes to concentrate and feels them melt within his sockets. His atoms liquefying slowly flowing into one another. And like a butterfly in its chrysalis, rearranging their configuration. And where once Starhawk stood, now stands Alita, free again. The air fills her lungs, and she relishes its sweet taste. Yeah, I swear little ninja eyes moved. Hello, Dirty She-Wolf. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see, we have incredible 1 and 2 players head-to-head team action. I remember this one. By Acclaim presents Double Dragon, The Revenge. 9 larger-than-life missions, outrageous martial arts moves like the Cyclone Spin Kick, a martial arts explosion. Look at the picture. The Arcade Smash is now playing on NES. NES had most of them at this one time. Most of the video games at this particular time. So now, see these black marks up here that are made. This is made from the printer. The big printer that they print these on. So these black marks right here will make it not worth much because it's damaged, even though it came that way. Sometimes it'll make them worth money if there's only a couple of different pages that have it, just because it's unique. Thank you, Resident Drake, for sharing doing the shout outs for me. Okay, so it's hard to read though. And as Alita gathers the strength to move, we cut back to the Freedom's Lady. Yondu, time to go, pal. I got what I needed. I hate barging in on him when he's praying. But he just trusts technology so much that he refused to allow even a simple income in his room. Yondu, I hear you, Martinez. Come by the fire. The spirit of Anthros flows strong today. Your heart is heavy, my friend. Sit, and we shall consult Anthros. Look, Yando, you know I don't believe in you need not believe, you need only to see. Look into the fire and tell me your vision. What is that stuff, Yando? It's making the flame rise and part. Wait a minute, I do see something. It's us. You, me, Charlie, and Vance, as we were when we first got together. The Brotherhood of the Bandu had conquered our solar system, committed genocides on our races, and we... Wait, the image is changing. So these guys were the first. Because, you know, he's from... I can't remember what I said he was. But he's from Centauria 4. He's from Jupiter. Or on Jupiter. He's from Earth. Can't remember what I said. Venus? No, she's from Venus. He's from Mercury. That was it. I remember. Alright, so now we're going to see some heroes from our time eras. Technically. It would be then still the 19th century. 20th century. There we are, 17 years later in the Times Square. That was our first major victory against the Bardan. The Thing and the legendary Captain America came into our era and helped us liberate New York City. Captain America's appearance inspired the resistance, inspired us all. In fact, I can see why Vance admires him so. Now we were fighting alongside the Defenders. I've brought them back with us from our first trip to the 20th century. It was then that we have met Starhawk and the Sisterhood of Bandu. I'll never forget the day when they took their male counterparts off of the Earth. The war was over, but we soon found civilian life was no longer for us, so we returned to space. It wasn't too much later that we found Nikki. Stop right where you are, or I'll blast your atoms from here to Antares. That was also when we discovered the unique relationship between Starhawk and Alita. These are all memories. They're catching us up now. Values down. Fed $10 now. I don't know. I have no idea because I don't do comic book stuff. Yes, that's how comic books are. It all depends on who wants to pay for it. And they will pay for silly stuff, so... I like the flames around us, so... And now I'm seeing the deaths of Starhawk and Alita's children. It was horrifying. They crumbled to dust right before our eyes. We didn't see Alita for a long time after that. She never forgave Starhawk for not saving him. And shifting again, now we're battling Korvac and his minions of menace alongside Thor. The Norse thunder god accidentally came to our era from the 20th century. Little did any of us know that we'd soon be joining him and his fellow Avengers in his own era to battle the neo-god Korvac had become. He called himself Michael the Enemy, and not even all of our combined powers was enough to defeat him. Only the betrayal of love could do that. So we have Vision here. So this is Vision, Wonder Man. That's Wasp. We've got Scarlet Witch is down here. There's Captain America, Hawkeye. I know that one, but I can't think of his name right now. Miss Marvel's over here. Iron Man's up there. There's a lot of space heroes. Alright, here we go. There's Nikki, Starhawk, me with Spider-Man. We're trying to cover up any evidence of our being in that era, as I recall. And then this must be when Starhawk left us for a while to try and resurrect Adam Warlock. Oh, that's what one of them was. But not even the power of her was able to perform that miracle. And now we're in Saugerties, New York. I apologize if anybody lives there and it's a real place. Vance has returned to his boyhood home to try and talk his younger counterpart out of becoming an astronaut and thereby changing his own destiny. He didn't, of course. There's the thing again. He only awoke the boy's latent psychokinetic power, kineticist power, and created alternative reality in the process. I often wonder whatever became of the other Vance Astro. And then so you have this asterisk here because that tells you they're going to tell you something else. He became Marvel Boy and can be seen every month in the pages of the New Warriors. How's that for a sneaky plug? That's usually how that happens. And there we are, finally returning to the 31st century. Talked about going our separate ways, but after all we've been through together, we were like a family of orphans. And we decided to stay together. And that's when you found your world's book of Antog, Yodan. For a more detailed account of the Guardian's history, read the text piece in this and subsequent issues. I have a book that they produced in the early 2000s, maybe the late 1900s, 1990s, I'm not sure, which is an encyclopedia of all Marvel characters. And so I'll see if I can find it. That's probably one I might get rid of. I don't know. There's probably a lot of DC ones I'd get rid of. Okay. You found a chapter in it that spoke of a brightly colored disc that would grant its possessor invincibility in battle. We figured it was just one of your people's superstitions. But not Vance, he knew what it is. Don't you see? It's Captain America's shield. He was convinced he was right, and nothing or no one convinced him otherwise. We soon began following the book's clues. I need to check something here. I moved my thing, so is that? Hang on. My bit rate's really low, guys, just so you know. So if you see a lot of the little circle, be sure to tell me. I'm pretty sure I have to move this over a little. I'll read the next one, then I'll go to that. Which have so far been nothing but dead ends. That's it. The vision is over. And what did you learn from it? Learn? Why, nothing. I already knew all of that. I lived it. Mate, Martinex, do you not see that our fates are inexorably linked to the 20th century? Every one of our major victories was involved that era. No, I don't see that at all. Yet it is so. Captain America, the Thing, the Avengers, and now the Shield. Oh, come on, Yoda. Yondu. Yoda, sorry. We don't even know if the Shield still exists. It does. And frankly, all the rest is just conjure on your part. You have a tendency to read into things, to see... Okay, hang on for just a minute here. I need to know where this edge is. It's a little music break. I don't know why that song's in my head. I'm waiting to see for my stream to catch up because I have to look at something. Maybe I'll do it this way. Sorry, guys. It's not that I want to sing the song. I just want to know where the thing is. Oh, that was where it is. Right there it goes. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. I moved some stuff around, so I forgot to put my markers in so I'd know where I was at. Markers in. Soda break. Okay, so if I put it right there, yeah, so that's the end right there, because this is the middle. I was just needing to find the middle. Drawings are good. Yeah, the drawings are good. That's for sure. Well, that's kind of the thing is the art that always gets me. That's what I always. That's how I would decide if I was buying a comic book or not. All right, here it says, the mystical in everyone. Oh, Alita, hello. I'm glad to see you with us again. Hello, Martin X. Light Godness, you grace us with your presence. Why, thank you, Yandu. So, what's the story, Marty? Is this the right place, or isn't it? It's the correct spot, Vance. There can be no doubt about that. But once again, there's no trace of the clue we were supposed to find. Just unlike all the other worlds we've been on. If you ask me, yeah, I know, you think it's some kind of wild goose chase, but there's another explanation. Someone else is looking for the shield, and they're one step ahead of us. The real question is who, and how did they get a copy of the book? It would have to be another Centurion. That'd explain the natives' reaction to Yandu, anyway. No. It's not a Centurion. I would have felt it. Stand fast, aliens! You beings are trespassing. He beams down without a word of warning, his rough, gravel tone unmistakable in its intent. You have 3 seconds to quit this world or die at the hands of Taserface. What? Now, just hold on a minute, Taserface. No! The blast is as swift as it is powerful, and the 1,000-year-old man is sent sprawling. Vance! Much to the shock of his teammates. It's getting exciting then. Excitement. So see, you got this pink marker up here. It's constantly an issue. All right, pal. Oh, and they react instantaneously. All right, pal, I don't know who you are, and I don't much care. But you just blasted a guy who was trying to make nice with you. And in my book, that makes you dead meat. The force of Charlie's 27th blow would shatter a small building. As it is, it only staggers the armor alien, who, in a move of surprising grace for one his size, for whap, lands on his feet and instantly retaliates. Instinctively, Yandu lets fly a Yaka arrow. The aliens laugh at Centuria's flaw marksmanship until Yandu whistles. It is an ear-piercing shrill sound, which I'm not going to try to make, and it causes the arrow to turn and dip in mid-flight, zooming all around its target like an angry hornet. Confusing Taserface just long enough to let Nikki get a shot in with her wrist blasters. Ah! And Taserface is still always a clown. That's what Roger said.
What?
Taserface is a clown?
It's a fucking name, Jesus Christ. Every fucking time. Even when I was a goddamn fucking kid, that goddamn name.
Okay, hit the dirt. Off-road. 4-player simultaneous action. Strap on your helmet for some rough tumble racing excitement with Ivan Iron Man Stewart's super off-the-road race up to 4 players at the same time in the game. That's just like real dirt racing. And like the #1 arcade game, this mega hit for your Nintendo Entertainment System is filled with mud holes, jumps, other action moves, 8 different stadium tracks, and a total of 16 configurations. Lets you play dirty for a long time too. So get super off-road and hit the dirt flying. We put you in the action. Trade West. I never knew there was so many different things, huh? So these ads, they're from the 90s. Very, very early 90s. Probably 1989, 1990s. So, momentarily stunned, the armor warrior turns and fires his ominous-looking gun arm at his attacker, while simultaneously firing a volley from the pistol at the others. Die! You're going to have to do better than that, ugly, if you want to catch this little Mercuriana? Oh, she's from Mercury. See, I thought she was from Venus. Maybe he's from Venus. The other one's from Venus. I don't remember. Blam! The amazing agile flame test-up girl easily leaps out of harm's way, avoiding the blast. But her azure-skinned teammate is not so fortunate. Squawk. And as Yondu falls, Charlie 27 rises. And Martinex makes a desperate plea. Altina, we need Starhawk's power. No. Please, I know it's painful for you, but both Vance and Yondu are down. And I don't think that either Charlie or Nikki can hold this alien for long. The massive Jovian puts the full force of his half-ton frame into a powerful body slam. I don't know if anybody remembers this picture. I know what it is. Do you know what it is?
I don't know. It's Dick Tracy.
It's Dick Tracy,
Yeah,
yep.
it's
Dick Tracy.
I know Dick Tracy.
You know Dick Tracy. I know Dick Tracy. But that doesn't mean everybody else knows what Dick Tracy is.
That is true. I'm surprised that people my age would know what Dick Tracy
Well,
is.
Philly Boy knew it. Well, that movie came out.
Well,
When
yeah,
did
that movie, but that movie was crap.
Yeah, but when did it come out? When did it?
It was in the late 80s, early 90s. But it was crap to begin
I
with.
think it came out before my daughter was born. I'm not positive on that, though. Let's see. Dick Tracy movie with Warren Beatty. Who else was in that movie with him? That's one they haven't tried to remake.
I don't blame them.
You don't blame them.
Yeah, they tend not to remake movies that bomb that badly.
Come on. What are you doing there? I'm really not loving my keyboard still. That's because I can't. $1990. Well, that explains it because it was in there. Who was in that, though?
Hey, late 80s, early 90s.
You were 10. Actually, it was 9. You can watch that on Google Play. Who was in that, though? Oh, Madonna was in it. So, Warren Beatty was Dick Tracy. Al Pacino was Big Boy Caprice. Madonna was Breathless Honey. Dustin Hoffman was Mumbles. Dick Van Dyke was D.A. Fletcher. Charlie Cosimo was Kid. Glenn Healy was Tess Trueheart. So it's interesting. That was the other female lead. Mike Mazzuri was Old Man at the Hotel. Kathy Bates was Mrs. Green. Interesting. Who did she play? Oh, yeah. I remember. Her hair was all curly at that time. Hee hee hee. Hee hee hee. All right. '90 was a good year. I don't know if '90 was a good year. I was 26 in '90, so maybe it was. Even while Starhawk, reluctantly released by Althena, enters the fray. This has gone on long enough. Charlie, can you grab the creature and hold him while the others prepare to attack en masse? Starhawk, for once I'm glad to see you. No sooner said than done, Hawk. I saw this maneuver on ancient television when we were in the 20th century. It's called a half Neeson. I believe this should hold him. Oh, that was Nelson. Fool, you hold nothing. There is a reason why I am called Taserface. Ah! A beam of deadly electromagnetic energy emits from the alien's face, and the one who knows is sent reeling with the brunt of its force. I am tired of playing games with this guy. I want to play. You want to play rough, Taserface? Okay, let's play real rough. Now you're talking, Marty. A burst of freezing cold issues from the Pluvanian. Oh, he's from Pluto. Okay, Pluvanian silicon apparent. It would be his arm. I know what it means. It sure is ugly behind his helmet there. And encased the alien's head in a solid block of ice, effectively cutting off his oxygen supply. Good move, Marty. Now let's see it. Little teamwork. Vance? Whop. Way ahead of you, big buddy. I'll fry the jerk's brain out if he's got any. A blast of psychokinetic energy surges directly into the alien's brain, effectively cutting off crucial synapses as it does, and Taserface falls. All right. Now that's what I call teamwork. Boom. Elsewhere, Field Unit 17, codenamed Taserface, is down your I can't say it. You guys know what it means. King, Your Honor. Sorry. It'll sit there in the back of my head now. Okay, bullet pin bullets. Stan's soapbox. Hi, heroes. I've received a number of disturbing letters lately. Normally I wouldn't mention them because you know how I hate to upset you. But perhaps by bringing this out into the open, we can stop some other misguided Marvelites from going astray. So here's the scoop. It seems that some of our readers are angry at me because the popular Spider-Man newspaper strip doesn't run in their hometown papers. The letter writers demand to know what I got against their fair cities and why their favorite newspapers are unjustly deprived of Spidey's daily adventures. Well, may my webs never untangle if I ever cause the miners of Marveldom to miss out on any of our wall crawlers' amazing adventures. Hey, if it was up to me, Peter Parker's it means spider. Altered Ego would be featured in every paper from here to Asgard. But that's not how it works. Each newspaper has to ask for the strip, though begging might be even better. We can't just force it on them. So here's the bottom line. If your tear-stained eyes are pining for the Spidey strip, just write to your local editor and tell them so. And have your buddies do the same. You'd be surprised how much influence readers' letters can have. Or if Spidey is presently appearing in your paper, the least you can do is write a note thanking them for bestowing such a benefits upon thee. Either way, it looks like you're in for a case of the writer's cramp, a small price to pay for your daily dose of Spider-Man. But don't go away till I share one of life's loveliest little lessons with you, namely, it's expensive to be rich. Excelsior. So, if you guys have a problem with words being said correctly, I am not the person to watch. Because I know what the words mean. And they'll pop into my head like late tonight. I'll be sitting there and words will just, pop in my head. They're not going to do it right now because I'm trying so hard to recall them. It's getting really bad with the words that my grandson is helping me with some of them. And he's 11. Item. This year we're introducing 6 new titles featuring characters whom we dubbed the hero of the 90s. Already the awesome struck eyes have beheld the first issues of RoboCop, Ghost Rider, and Namrod the Submariner. This month you can thrill to the return of the ever-popular Guardians of the Galaxy, and over the next 2 months you can look forward to the final 2 Hero of the 90s titles, The New Warriors and Spider-Man. To help usher in the new titles, we've decided to give away some nifty prizes. There is still plenty of time to enter. For details, see any issue of Marvel Age magazine from the first 6 months of this year. Don't delay it. Enter today and you can be the hero for the 90s too. Item. If you like the award-winning All Right Garage epic graphic novel by Mobius, then you're really in for a treat. The pinnacle of the graphic excellence is about to be made into a full-length animated film. But wait, hold on to your hats. It says you hats, but it should be your hats. There's more. The Airtight Garage movie will be the first U.S.-Soviet joint venture on an animated film. Much of the animation will be produced at Helgast Animation Studio in the USSR. The screenplay for The Airtight Garage has been written by Randy Lofficer, and Mobius himself will personally supervise the movie's art direction. The film will be a collaborative effort between the North American Trading Corporation, Star Watcher Graphics, and Soyuz Multifilm. The movie is scheduled to be completed in 2 years, but if you can't wait that long for a dose of Mobius, there's still time to run down to your comic book store and pick up the 2-issue Elsewhere Prince limited series by Mobius and Eric Schanauer. Elsewhere Prince contains the kind of epic fantasy Mobius fans have come to love. And don't forget to reserve a seat at your local theater for The Airtight Garage, the movie, coming in 92. Don't think I've ever saw it. When the greatest animators in the U.S. and the USSR get together, there's no telling what they accomplish. I don't think I've heard that. Could be related to series Robo. I don't know. Item. Let's all bid a farewell to Daring Dwayne McDuffel, who is leaving his editorial position at Marvel to enter the wacky world of freelance writing. Dwayne is already hard at work on the 3rd Damage Control limited series and has several other projects and works involving Deathlock, Captain Marvel, and Hawkeye. So even though we won't be seeing Dwayne on a day-to-day basis anymore, he'll still be working for us just as much as ever. We wish Dwayne much luck and success in his freelance career. Replacing Dwayne as Bob Bubikinski's assistant on special properties is Titanic Tom Brevoort, who just started out as Marcus McLaurin's assistant a few short months ago. Of course, you know this means Marcus will now be needing a new assistant. Who will it be? Check this page next month. Item. This time, once again, for our update of which annuals will be coming out your way this month. First up is the Alf Annual, in which everyone's favorite Melmacian behaves very nicely and doesn't get in any trouble. Ha! Just wanted to see if you were paying attention. Actually, Alf gets into more mischief than ever before. Then, if you like the classic X-Men tale, Days of Future Past, you're really in for a treat because the next 4 annuals this month together comprise one storyline which forms a sequel to that X-Men epic. The new story is entitled Days of Future Presence, and it features the final fate of the adult Franklin Richards from the future. A special highlight is first ever meeting of Jean Grey and Rachel Phoenix, and the story starts off in the New Mutants annual and then continues into the X Factor, Fantastic Four, and X-Men annuals. If you think Days of Future Present is not to be missed, you're right. Great Eastern Conventions, comic book convention schedule, biggest show of the year, New York, June 1st through the 3rd, 1990. Yeah. Times are good then, actually anticipating the beauty of Discovery and versus Instant Alarum, telling you what you need to like and flooding you with it. Yeah. I'm curious about that one. What's it called? Mobius is the guy from the Sleeping Story. What was that called? Airtight Garage. Hang on. I gotta look it up. Gotta look it up, guys. It just baffles me. It's supposed to come out and... Ha! Mobius Masterpiece, Airtight Garage, did come out. It's on YouTube if you guys want to find it. Exploring Morpheus Airtight Garage, a cosmic odyssey. So that's a comic book. But there was actual oh, it's a graphic novel too. It was an actual graphic novel, but I don't see... There was one in 2010. This time around, the Airtight Garage will be a combination of traditional cell animation and computer animation. But the graphic novel is Morpheus 3, the Airtight Garage, epic graphic novel. It sells for $378.75 on Amazon. And it's a French comic book artist, Morpheus. It's Jean Morpheus Ganaud. Ganaud? Giroud. But it doesn't say anything about... Oh, there it is. Why do I feel like I have seen that? I've seen some of this graphic novel. I just don't know where. I don't own it. Interesting. Because some of the creatures that are in it, if you look at it, I've seen. Interesting. Let's see. Is it? So it's on Amazon. It sells for $70 right now. But I haven't seen that. It's not anything I'm familiar with. There are so many comic books, though, out there that I've never seen. And then I've seen remakes that I've never seen. So, all right, there you go. You know him? You know of his work, The Airtight Garage. You know what that is. See? There you go. Well, you are from Quebec. Okay. I've seen the work. I just haven't. I never bought it. It's very well hand drawn. Yeah, it is. So, is it down? But 17 is down? But he's one of our most powerful scouts. How can this be? What is his location, Lieutenant? He's on the planet Korg in the Bloodsow system. Korg? Didn't he report some trouble there recently? Yes, Field. Report 057022. If I recall it, I can recall it if you like. Yes, do so. And change our course. This bears further investigation. Okay, then we've got somebody else coming into the party. And on that, a rather ominous note, will you return to, are you all right, Starhawk? I am well, my friend. Apparently, the alien's unique energy disrupted my light field. I was unprepared. You mean you didn't foresee it? No, I did not. Well, what do you know? Seems the one who knows all ain't as infallible as he thinks he is after all. Yes, well, we'll have to look into that. But for now, I think it's prudent that we assert just who our adversary is. We got another commercial. Oh, hey, look at Slimer. Who are you going to call for great Nintendo action? We have Ghostbusters 2. It's slime time. Shift into high gear and Ecto 1A. Pound the pavement with the Statue of Liberty and slime Vigo before he rings in a nasty new year. You'll hear the hottest tunes from the hit movie and see digitized images of your favorite ghost-busting stars. And then we have Acheron. Strategy that hurts. Magical creatures explode in a battle on a checkered field. 16 unique characters, each with its own weapons and powers. This is Activision, which you can call their 1-800 number. We have Stealth. Feel it in your gut. Fly 360-degree loops, nosebleed dives, and dizzy barrel rolls. Shoot down bogies over 100 missions. Stealth ATF. The Three Stooges. Punching, slapping, pie in the face, fun, nucka, join Moe, Larry, and Curly in 10 different action challenges. The Three Stooges. Now, how many people remember the Three Stooges? That'd be another one. Okay. Well, maybe it's the 1990s that Trump wants to go back to. I'm pretty sure it's the 1920s, though. Any ideas, people? Any ideas, people? Vance, Charlie? He's a tough little sod. That's all I know. Well, this is going to sound crazy, but his armors, his blasters, he sort of reminds me of Iron Man. A 20th century adventure? But that's impossible, isn't it? How could an alien this far from Earth get Iron Man's technology? I don't know, Nick. I guess we'll just have to wake him up to find out who he is. He's one of us, alien. Though each is on the very brink of extinction, the Guardians tense at the threatening tone of the voice, prepare to battle anew. And though they have faced countless perils in their travels through space, none is prepared for what they see. They thought Taserface was trouble, and now they face an army of beings just like them. We always protect our own. Make peace with whatever gods you worship, creatures. Your lives are forfeit for having the temerity to harm a member of the Stark. Next issue. Enough said. So, then we have this. This is Reader Space. Editor Craig Anderson. And this is The History of the Guardians by Jim Valentino. Part 1. Have you ever wondered what Marvel Universe might be like 1,000 years from now? Who would survive, who would not, and perhaps even more importantly, what happened to the intervening years? So have we. Certainly, there are enough immortals, near immortals, cosmic entities in the Marvel Universe to assume that many, if not most, would survive the millennium. That's a word I can't say. The question of who survived is, and then superseded only by the question, where are they now? In the course of this series, we'll tell you. The Guardians of the Galaxy is set in one of the many possible futures of the Marvel Universe. Yes, we said possible futures, not the future. For, you see, the great scheme of things, there can be no one future, but an infinite variety of variant timelines, each diverging one from the next at crucial junctions. To better understand the future we'll be concerned with here, we must begin by examining the unique history. The time is the dawning of the years of the 31st century, and Earth is far different place from the world we currently know. Mankind has overcome a skin cancer epidemic caused by the depletion of the ozone layer. They have survived a bionic war and a war with our planetary neighbor Mars. They have lived through the aftermath of the War of the Worlds, a period of semi-barbarism wherein Earth was divided into city-states, each ruled by powerful techno-barons. In the year 2525, with the death of Cal, the last of the techno-barons, a second world federation was founded and a new age of prosperity was born. By the mid-2900s, genetic engineering made colonization of other worlds possible. Mankind soon found their way to Mercury, where an ore was mined that made faster than light speed travel possible. Man ventured to cloud tops of Jupiter, where the race of interplanet militia men were bred 11 times more massive than their Terran forefathers. Pluto was colonized by a group of human beings whose carbon-based bodies was transformed into silicon-based crystal. Thus adapted, their bodies were able to withstand the harsh environment of them all. Man also discovered a race of azure-skinned humanoids inhabiting a planet in the triple star system of Alpha Centauri, our closest celestial neighbor. The primitive inhabitants of Centauri 4 would join with the other colony worlds and the Earth to form a pact of planetary equality in the year of 3006. The peace would reign at least for 1 year. In 3007 AD, the Brotherhood of Bandoon, a galaxy-spanning race of reptilian conquerors, you ever notice it's always lizards or spiders? It's either lizards or bugs. Attacked. They committed genocide on all the colony worlds and enslaved the Earth under their iron rule. Their reign of terror may have lasted for another millennium, save for 4 survivors. Arriving back at his home base, the 5th-generation militiaman Charlie's 27 found his world a desolated ruin overrun by conquering Bandoon. In an effort to escape, Charlie made a space jump via a teleportation tube and found himself on Pluto, face to face with the last survivor there, Martin X. They decided to make another jump, this time to the mother planet Earth, hoping against all odds it was still free. At the same time, on Earth, Yondu Udatin, the last survivor of Centaurian 4, and Major Vance Astro, the last known survivor of the 20th century, were brought before the Bandu Supreme Commander of Earth, Drain. Drain reveled in the ancient Earthman's tragedy story. Born in the closing years of the 20th century, Vance Astrode was selected as the first man to voyage beyond the solar system. His destination was a world discovered orbiting Alpha Centauri. His excursion would take him 1,000 years, most of that time spent in suspended animation. He would be awakened occasionally to check his course and to perform minor routine maintenance on his ship. It was during these times, in the cold, dark loneliness of space, that Astrode dictated his history of the 20th century heroes. Royalties from the sale of these docu-chips would later fund the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they would become the definite reference source of a period of Earth history long gone. It is also during these times that Vance slowly went mad. The foil-like suit that preserves his life became a skin-tight prison. He could not remove the suit because the slightest exposure of his skin to open air would presumably age him 1,000 years in a nanosecond. He was not but a mockery of life ahead of him, but the greatest jokes were yet to be. I got more. Upon his arrival at Centuria 4, Vance Astro found Earthmen waiting for him. 200 years after his departure, a man named Harkovan discovered the secret to faster-than-light travel. It was a discovery that would go untested until much later, when the proper fuel was discovered on Mercury. But once found, a man took off for the stars and waited for the first voyager of the stars to catch up to them. During his voyage, Astro's latent mutant powers manifested themselves. Major Astro discovered that he had the ability to emit powerful psychokinetic blasts from his brain. It was a power that would serve him well in the struggle ahead. Using the whistle-responsive Yako arrow, Yondu and Major escaped Drang and ran right into Martin X and Charlie 27. After defeating a small phalanx of bamboo guards, the four men banded together to find the fable-free colony of Earthman, and with them liberate the Earth as the Guardians of the Galaxy. They never found them, but they will in issue 8 of this series. 7 years of pitched battle passed for the Guardians before men from their past would arrive to help them turn their struggle to liberate Earth. In the last 20th century, the Thing and Captain America met a young woman named Taran, who claimed to be from the 31st century. She told the two ancient heroes how her world had been enslaved by an evil reptilian horde. Only a small band of freedom fighters, inspired by the Star-Spangled Avenger himself, fought for Earth's liberation. They had even named their ship after him. Upon hearing of the Guardian's struggle against tyranny and the use of his own name as a rallying symbol, Cap felt he had to go to their aid, and so he, the Thing, and S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Sharon Carter accompanied Taran to the 31st century using Dr. Doom's time machine. When they arrived in the future, two significant events were accomplished. The first was that the Resistance, a small band of guerrilla soldiers bent on overthrowing the Badoon, rallied at the sight of Captain America their midst, and thus was able to reclaim the city of New York. The second was a more personal nature. After 1,000 years, Major Van Astro was at last able to meet his boyhood idol, Captain America, face to face. But one small victory does not a war win, and the Guardians struggled to free the entire Earth. Would continue. Okay, so suggested reading list was Marvel Superheroes number 18, Marvel 2 and 1, 4.5. 4 and 5. And then next issue, we learn who the Stark are and why they are so mean. What would Tony say? Also, Altea and Starhawk caught in crossfire. It's an all-out action the way you like it. Okay, so, and then here's our back. I drew this picture once and painted it for a class. It is interesting, isn't it? Now the realms are yours to conquer. I love this unicorn, though. That's why I did the picture. I made it black, though. For those who dare, now there's an official rule book that brings the Forgotten Realms into the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd edition game system. This hardcover rule book, I'm pretty sure I have one of those in my closet, in my garage, is loaded with maps and cities and landmarks from Sword Coast to Dragon Reach. New secrets on the use and misuse of magic, rules on gunpowder, and valuable information on every specialty priest in the Heartland. Hang on. I hate when you have to cough and sneeze at the same time. Oh, it's so hard on me. Gotta get my drink here. It's everything a dungeon master needs to know about the Forgotten Realms. Forgotten Realms Adventures hardcover offers new adventures options for experienced novice level AD&D game players. A welcome intuition for newcomers. It's a basic necessity for those who dare to enter the realms. Available in April at your local toy book and hobby store. And I love that picture. Okay, so now I have a choice here. I can read number 2 if you guys are interested, or we just go to art. I'll give you guys a second. You can choose. I will read Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And we'll do 2 comic books every week. Or I can just go to making art. Don't matter to me. I just thought people would be bored with 2 readings. I'm going to put this one away while you all decide what you want to do.
Sexy.
Handsome. My legs don't want to work. Is anybody still out there watching me? I know you're probably listening to me, but I don't know if you're watching me. I'm going to take a picture of this while you're doing that. What happened? I need this one. Okay, what happened? Thank you. No, I already did that one. I have 2. One of 90. So there was 90 of these. This goes up. I don't think I have all 90 of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, so can we go back? I'm trying to figure out how to use this thing, but it's not. I want to take another picture. Loading. Okay, so this one comes up as estimate market price is $8.50, which is a big jump from the other one. Okay. So now what's that look like? That's not what I wanted. It's interesting. They give you all this information about it. That was a fun reading. Right. Do you guys want us to go to number 2? Would you like for me to read you number 2? I was thinking we do 2 a week. And then I'll do my art. Because probably art's not going to take as long as the reading does. So if you guys are interested or not. All you got to do is say yes, yes, yes. We'd like to read number 2 now. Read number 2. But, okay, so we'll go to number 2. So I have to warn you that these ones seem a bit silly. They seem a bit silly. We stick to the plan. Oh, well, thanks, Roxy. We're reading comic books and doing art. We're going to read this comic book and then we're going to do art. You know what's interesting is, yes, sticking to the plan is what we're all trying to do. But the stories get really kind of weird. So just so you know, this one, Doom Patrol, yes, it's just really weird anyway. But so, can somebody give Roxy a shout out? I probably could. Let me see if I can get my thingy to work. Because I get it to work. Because, Walt, can you give Roxy a shout out? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right. What you been playing, Roxy? Planet Crafter, see? We all play Planet Crafter. All right, so tomorrow is my all-day streaming, pretty much, afternoon, in the noon. I'm probably going to play some Pow World. I was thinking.
The world of Pow.
Yeah, Pow World. And then, if I can get it caught up, maybe Edna and Harvey. My son finished it. He said it took him less than 7 hours to finish it. So, I've already played 7 hours. So, we're like screwed up there. All right. This is Guardian Galaxy number 2. Look, there's Nikki. There's Taserface. Surrender or the girl dies. No one in the 31st century is safe from the Stark. Y'all figure out where they came from? Now look, the Wrath of Black Manta again is out. Never before has a source of one been so powerful. I kind of like this picture better. Down here is a picture of what the gameplay looks like. Alright. The Wrath of the Black Manta. And it's the same story. And kidnapping innocent kids. Put the force of one on your wall so you could get a poster when you buy the game. What if it comes with Edna and Harvey? Would be cool. It would, but I had to start over again, so I have to get through it before I can. I don't want to stream it again. But we have 2 games, so I'd like to get through that. I doubt that I'll get through American Arcadia, because there's a part I'm stuck on that I can't figure out how to do it. Charlie 27, Martin X, Nikki, Vance Astro, Yandu, Alita, and Starhawk. 7 extraordinary super beings, all survivors of an interstellar war. Now they roam the cosmos of the 31st century aboard the starship Captain America. Their mission, to safeguard the Milky Way. Stan Lee presents Guardians of the Galaxy. But that's incorrect, because we found out that their last ship was called the Captain America, and it was destroyed, and they're now in Freedom's Lady. Somebody did a misprint. Yep. He does not throw his arrow. He shoots it with a bow, if I remember right. Yep. Wait a minute, there's been some sort of mistake. Yes, alien, and it was made by you. There could be no misunderstanding the tone of the voice the alien uses, and though the Guardians are fatigued from their most recent battle, each one tense, prepared to defend themselves from the threat which now stands before them. Okay, look, it's one big... Okay, so this is a big one. The Stark Truth. They do a lot of comic books are great because they do a lot of punny stuff. Well, I think his fin was blue in the movies, but I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've seen the movies. So, the scene is a remote technological, unsophisticated planet in the Bleasode system called Korg. The Guardians had come seeking clues to the whereabouts of the long-lost shield of the legendary Captain America. What they found instead was a cyborg embassy of a race of interplanetary conquerors. They call themselves the Stark. They have claimed this world as their own, and they intend to protect that claim. And that's all the recap you're going to get from our fabulous first issue, friends, because right now it's time to rock and roll, which I am going to read this. So, The Unforgettably Inked in the Heroic Matter by Steve Montano, I think is how you say his name. The Gloriously Colored in the Grand Manner by Evelyn Stein. Exactly Lettered in the Eloquent Manner by Ken Lopez. Incredibly Edited in the Marvel Manner by Craig Anderson. Indescribably Chiefed in the Traditional Manner by Tom DeFalco, who's a very famous comic book person. And written and penciled with absolutely no manners by Jim Valentino. I just like how comic book writers tend to be like these really big, elaborate word people. Like, do they sit around? I always wondered if they sat around a table and kind of did that. Come up with ways to write things elaborately. His name is Charlie 27, 5th generation militiaman and sole survivor of Earth's Jupiter colony. Buddy, you just brought yourself a whole world of trouble. Boom. I am a stark, ugly one. It will take more than Bravo to best me. Genetically engineered to have 11 times the cellular density of a normal human, he has the strength, stamina, and resiliency to prove it. Above him flies Starhawk, mysterious mutant from the warrior world Arcturus. Stoop. The blur of motion, he loses concussions blast of pure light in his wake. The self-proclaimed one who knows, makes no boast, issues no battle cry, he perceives no need for them. Martinex, last survivor of the Earth's colony on Pluto, is the reluctant team leader. Charlie, map out a battle plan. I want this to end quickly. A scientist by training, he is not the group's most skillful warrior. What? It's all right, my friend. He will cause you no harm. Blam. Thanks, Starhawk. He has yet to master the art of watching one's back. Okay, commercial time. I don't think it's Montana. It sounds like that, but I don't think it's Montana. But Montana, maybe. Uncanny Action. The Uncanny X-Men, which I think I have this game. X-Men fans, now the fantastic game of heroes, Wolverine, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Storm, Colossus, Iceman, are at your command to save the entire human race. As Professor Xavier, you must choose the right X-Men to complete your Colossus mission to stop the evil mutants. For uncanny and explosive Nintendo action strategy, X marks the spot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had that. And then I had it for the GameCube because I think they made a remake. Coming soon for Game Boy, The Amazing Spider-Man. I had a Game Boy too. I love my Game Boy. I took a lot of pictures. We're not going to read this commercial right here because that's the Bionic Commando. We've already read that one. As the battle escalates, the native Congar, a gentle race of humanoid canines, watch in growing horror. Their world has been visited too often of late by aliens bent on violence from which they have no defense. They seek the protection of their round stucco huts. But fear it will not be enough. It is a fear well-founded. Flyer, bring the disgraced one to me. Yes, your excellency. No Stark will fall into enemy hands under my command. She stands back away from the battle. Her word is law, and she's used to being obeyed implicitly. For every word. I'm sure one of them came from Pluto? Yeah. Martinex came from Pluto. The flyer zooms in to collect his fallen comrade, but Taserface is being guarded by Major Van Astro. Pal, you ain't getting him. The 1,000-year-old master of psychokinetics is unique in the universe. His life is preserved by a metallic suit which sheathes his entire body. You have to get used to that in comic books. They repeat a lot of stuff. Because they're under the impression that you probably may have only just picked this comic book up and this is your first comic book of the series. And then you'll like bounce back and forth between them. A suit now slashed open by the razored arm Stark coming up behind him. Vance, look out! For the first time in a millennium, Vance's astral skin is exposed to open air. Oh, we're screwed now, right? Its only protection on his skin begins to fester, bustering in a smoldering ooze as it rapidly oxidizes due to its true nature. Marty, get over here! Vance's suit has been cut. The pain is excruciating, and the 1,000-year-old man can only scream and ultimately collapse in his agony. Ah! Pow! Marty, we need you now! With one mighty blow, the Jovian decks his companion's tormentor, albeit too late. I hear you, Charlie. But I'm a little indisposed at the moment. I'll take care of these creeps, Marty. Go help Vance. Hang on, Vance. She is Nikki, flame test, acrobatic, sure shot, and last living member of Earth's Mercury colony. She has just now bought her silicon skin teammate a brief respite. While the Guardians race to the aid of their fallen friend, Martinex freezes the deadly gash. May I be of some assistance, Martinex? Yes, go get Yondu. We're getting out of here. Ensuring that no more air will trigger the accelerated aging of Vance's astral skin. Yondu is a mystic weapons master from Earth's only extrastellar colony, Centuria 4. He controls the Yaka arrow, a shaft which turns in mid-flight in response to his high-pitched whistle. He does not notice the Stark warrior coming up behind him until it's too late. It is a blow that would have killed a human being. As it is, it sends the azure skin guardian hurling some 50 feet in the air. And right through the roof of one of the native Congo's dome-shaped domiciles. Woo-wee! Domiciles. All monsters are not created equal. These latest monstrous compendiums carefully detail all the important information about monsters from an AD&D 2nd edition fantasy settings. In addition, these monstrous compendiums provide game rules, making these volumes must-haves for your gaming collection. MC4 Monstrous Compendium, Dragonlance Appendix, includes favorite monsters that frequent the lands of Kryn in the world of Dragonlance Saga. I have the Dragonlance books. MC5 Monstrous Compendium, Greyhawk's Appendix features World of Greyhawk's monsters right down to the last Rayon and Flame. Talon and Fang. Sorry, can't read that very well. An MC6 Monstrous Compendium. Katra True Appendix describes all the most sinister of the Oriental monsters. On sale in July. What's a fantasy role-playing game without monsters? Get copies of your all-new Monstrous Compendiums at your local toy book or hobby store. I don't know nothing about those. I should ask my son. Maybe it's something I could get him for his birthday or something. Okay, so some of these will get blurry in age, so just so you know. Where he lands, more dead alive. This is the home of Atur, a gentle family man by nature, a man who mere days ago saw his own little brother casually murdered by a different group of alien visitors. Atur swore that someday he would avenge his brother's death, and now Zan, in all of his wisdom, has given him the opportunity. He gingerly approaches Yandu's prone form, much to the protestations of his mate. Protest. What can I say that? It would be protesting. Made the noun of protesting. Protestations. Silently, cautionally, he unsheathes the alien's dagger from its scarab. Intent on vengeance, his brother's soul screams for. Then we have a jump here. Elsewhere in space, he is called Fire Lord, last survivor of the planet Zarian, former herald of Galactus. In the years since the mysterious disappearance of the Silver Surfer, the Fire Lord has assumed the mantle of the protector of the universe. It is a station he has taken well to, growing and maturing with its responsibility. He has abandoned the impetus of his youth, becoming a voice for reason, and a scourge of evil throughout the known universe. He seeks now to confine a new form of evil, now aborting an evil called the Stark. Fire Lord, yep. Hit the dirt. Now we read that one too, so we won't read that commercial. I'm sorry if you come in late, go backwards and read it. But who are the Stark, you ask? I am Uatu, born of a race of watchers whose sole purpose is to observe but not participate in the evolution of the universe's myriad life forms. In order to understand just who the Stark are, we must first understand whence they came, and to do that we must peel back the veil of time to the dawning years of the 21st century. Where in this future timeline, your world was unexpectedly and savagely attacked by your nearest planetary neighbor, Mars. Though Earth's many super beings fought valiantly, it is the end of their era and they fought in vain. One such hero was the Avenger Iron Man. Without the ability to safeguard on Earth his most precious inventions, his suits of armor and the circuitry they contained, and not wishing them to fall into the hands of the Martians, should he fall as he eventually did, he uses the technological resources at his disposal to launch them into space. The capsule's trajectory uses the gravity of Earth's star Sol to slingshot it into deep space, where it would drift forever, never to be seen again by man or any other sentient, or so he assumed. But in his haste, Tony Stark erred in his calculations. Can you imagine? Yeah, birds are talking. It's getting near their beddy time.
Yeah, I just put them to bed.
Oh, they went to bed. Good night, birdies. And over the course of time, it found its way not only to another star, but to a small inhabited world. The world had no name, for the race that it had birthed was only then on the brink of civilization. But the natives were intelligent creatures, and over the course of years, they overcame their fear of the metallic object from the stars and emptied of its economic contents. Yeah. After several hundred contents, thank you. I can't seem to talk today. After several hundred years of examining and studying the strange suits of the armor and the computers which propelled the capsule through space, they began to understand. And in their understanding, they built for themselves a technological advanced society. They came to worship their techno-god, even to the point of naming their world and their whole race after him. And in the image of their god, they began to fashion themselves suits of armor for themselves. Massive factories soon covered the landscape like cancerous tumors. Within 3 generations, they had polluted their environment to such a degree that the very air was now toxic to them. They built cancerous tumors, spewing their fetid poisons into the once fragrant air. They built temperature-controlled domes around their cities to protect themselves from the ultraviolet rays which now permeate their planets. Rays that parched their once fertile soil, making it unstable, unable to sustain life. They traveled from one city to another in nomadic tribes as their nomadic tubes as their world grew increasingly more deadly to them. And still their factories, now fully automated, smelted the pressure ore of their planet until every man, woman, and child among them wore the armor, the garb of their god. I was privileged to know Anthony Stark during his all too brief lifespan, and I am certain of this, my friend. He would have wept at the damage unwittingly wrought on this world. Address technology, yeah. Comic books are like that. There's all kinds of cool stuff that's created and destroyed and made up. And had he suspected, he might very well have destroyed his inventions with a repulsor blast, but he did not. The Stark, as they had since dubbed themselves, continued to plunder the planet of their birth. Whether they were unaware of what they were doing or somehow considered it their sacred duty to continue along that course, I cannot say. But they strip mined their world of its indigenous ore until the planet, now in its death throes, abused beyond the point of redemption, had nothing left to give. And it was then that they used their now advanced technology to create a caste of cyborg scouts. And those warriors would act as the advance wave for their space fleet laying claim to other worlds. Worlds the Stark would then invade to rob their minerals and enslave their populations. Worlds like Korug. I keep saying that different each time. Sorry. Cougar. How many of these blasted creeps are they? They just seem to keep coming. There. Those 2 are out. Let's see if anyone else needs some help. Kerhunk. Well, one thing's for sure, Nikki doesn't. Look at her go. I don't mean to take anything away from her abilities, but I have noticed that Stark seems to shy away from her. They'd rather attack me, and when they do confront her, they use less force. Womp. Almost as if they're afraid of her. Afraid of hurting her. I have noticed that both in the air and on the ground, the female Starks seem to be giving orders. I'm going to play a hunch, and Harkov, help us if we're wrong. Starhawk, change to Altea. Now! At last, Charlie has found the solution again. In a blur of motion, the one who knows rises above the Stark. His body is gone before his image can even register on their retinas. He stands where the sky kisses the stars and begins the transformation. His being glistens and radiates in soft pastels. His skin becomes liquid. And like a butterfly emerging from her chrysalis, he releases Altea. By the stars. I don't know what Starkin was thinking. He knows I can't fly. And they give you a little note there. Starhawk's real name. So, I better fashion myself some flight discs before I fall. And then I can see what... Hello. Well, it looks like Taserface has called in his whole family since I've been gone. Last issue. Still doesn't explain why Starhawk would initiate the change. Perhaps he saw some tactical advantage I'm unaware of. He knows he's indefinitely more powerful than I. Yes, that must be it. These creatures certainly look fierce, but they do seem unwilling to attack me. Kill it! Kill the man, her! That's a good way to put that. I'll accept that one. Well, since she seems to be the one giving the orders, I suppose she's the one I should deal with first. It's always so disconcerting disconcerting for me whenever we make the change. Tarhak and I may share the same body, but we don't share the same mind or powers or Unlike Starhawk, who can unleash light as energy, Altia has the ability to make solid light. But through an error in judgment, the force she unleashes is too powerful, and the Stark Lieutenant falls to the ground hard. The sound the armor-clad alien makes is a sickening crack. She's dead. It is the crack of a spinal column being smashed into so much pulp. It is the crack that will forever haunt the beautiful Arcturian. No, I didn't intend to kill her. Altia recoils in horror at the realization of what she has done. She had renounced the way of her homeworld's reavers, and now, like them, she has taken life needlessly. And in her anger and revulsion, she does not notice that the Stark have literally been frozen in their tracks. It is a fact that has not escaped her more battle-savvy teammate. Pow! He no longer has any doubts about his enemy weakness, and he knows that the key to their defeat is in yonder tent. Said tent becomes his one objective, his sole focal point, and he will destroy anything that gets in the way. Okay. Chicago Comic-Con. At the Ramanda O'Hara Hotel, Rosemont, Illinois, July 6th, 7th, and 8th. Over 200 top artists. It's interesting. You have Eric Larson, artist on The Amazing Spider-Man. Jim Starlin on the Silver Surfer Tour. Ron Fens, artist on Spider-Man and Thor. Howard Mackey, editor of the Avengers. Bob Harris, editor of the X-Men. Debut of the 1990 Mary Marvel Madman game show. Wow. Special appearance, Van Williams, TV's Green Hornet. Any of you watch the Green Hornet? Name of attention comic collectors in Southern California. The Southern Cal Comic Convention has over 100 dealer tables, which means greater selection and bargains of your favorite comic books. The dates are August 22nd, September 30th, December 16th. It only costs you $250 to get in, and $40 to buy a table. I did one of those once and got rid of a whole bunch of comic books. And in the tent, you will be shamed for generations yet unborn. The great Tazerface rescued like a child. You dishonor your whole gender. Your excellency. See, it came back.
No.
Not now, communicator. Forgive the intrusion of this worthless one, your grace. I bring news of the battle. It's their flyer. You must know. Lieutenant Dark Eyes has been killed. What? Slap. How dare you come to me with news of her disgrace? Her whole family will suffer this ignominy. I don't think I've ever used that word. May Stark have mercy on her soul. It should have been you that died in her stead. Now, nameless one. Yes, now I am doubly dishonored. I told you, I learned to read. I learned to read comic books first. That was the first thing I learned to read. And boy, I'll tell you, they were words you learned all over the place. Are you prepared then to win back the privilege of name? Yes, your excellency, I am. Then bring me back their leader alive. Yes, your grace. Success in Stark's name. Yes, now go. And as for you, communicator, I want the blue and gold clad fighter brought down, and I want his head. Bam! But your excellency, it is no longer a male who flies in the skies, but a woman. A woman? Yes, they somehow switched places. It was she, not he, who killed the lieutenant. A woman killed another woman? Unbelievable. So be it. Then it is she who will join my sister Stark in Hades. look at that one for a little bit. Hard time with my eyes. The rage of his disgrace swells within him, building to crescendo. Outside, the battle for the planet Korger still rages in some scrimmages. The Guardians are successful. Thanks for watching my back, beautiful. Hey, what are friends for, sweet talker? I'm glad you're still with us. Yeah, well, my right arm is paralyzed, but I didn't turn into a pile of 1,000-year-old dust like Marty thought I would. What do you need?
What are you doing?
Huh? I am streaming. What do you need, baby? Oh, okay. I guess even he can't be right about everything. Zap. He does not notice the bodies he must step over or on. He cannot hear their muffled moans. And as Martin X falls to a double dose of repulsor rays, Yondu is about to have his throat slashed by his own knife. Atur knows that this is the right thing to do. He knows it is the only way for him to find salvation for his brother's soul. But Zan help him. He cannot stop shaking or weeping for all their souls. Taserface can only see the poetry of her movements in battle. He can only smell the perfume of her sweat. He only knows that he will have her. Okay, so then we're at bulletin bullets. Stan Lee's soapbox. Something surprised me the other day. You probably find it hard to believe because you know it takes a lot to surprise a card-carrying bullpenner. But it really happened, and I thought you'd be interested, mainly because the same thing has probably happened to you too. There I was in a comic book store, poking through the new issues and feeling as gitchy as a little kid let loose in a toy factory. Then I heard a couple of fans arguing. One asked the other, "How come you've turned into a Marvel zombie? What's the big deal with their books?" To me, all comics are pretty much alike. The hapless Marvelette tried to explain his preference to our merry little mags, but his irate inquisitor kept shouting him down and wouldn't listen. Marvels are my favorites too. Big surprise. But I never tried to articulate what I really like about them. So I thought I'd jot my own reasons down on paper and let you see if you agree with yours. To me, Marvel is more than a group of magazines. It's a cornucopia of fantasy, a wild idea, a swashbuckling attitude, an escape from the humdrum, the prosaic. It's a serendipitous feast for the mind, the eye, and the imagination. It has a spirit you can almost feel, a sense that every Marvelite is an equal among equals as we share the fun and the follies together. Finally, it is a glimmering tribute to our love of satire and excitement, a literal celebration of unbridled creativity coupled with a touch of rebellion and an insolent desire to spit in the eye of the dragon. Or, to put it another way, if there was no Marvel, we'd have to invent it. Hey, come to think of it, we did. Okay, that's my opinion. What's yours? A turbo drive, no prize for the most interesting version. Excellent. I tried to get a no prize twice in my life. You would write, would have things where you could write to them in some of their different comic books and do different things, and you'd get a no prize. And the no prize basically was your name would show up in the thing, I think. And maybe you'd get a signed comic book. I can't remember. So here's all the comic books that came out for this month in 1990. We have Avengers 320, which is bi-weekly, Avengers West Coast, Camp Candy, Namor, Steel Town Rockers, which is a limited series, Web of Spider-Man, X-Men 265, I probably have it, The Punishers is a bi-weekly, Black Knight, limited series, number 3, She-Hulk, number 18, Excalibur, number 25, I have that one, Elsewhere Prince, number 4, Amazing Spider-Man Annual, RoboCop 2, number 1, the adaptation of the hit movie, available in 3 different formats, Strip, number 11, Tales from the Heart, The Temporary Natives, Return to the Big Nothing, Alf, number 32, Amazing Spider-Man 336, Avengers Spotlight, number 35, Brute Force, the limited series, number 1, Gru the Wanderer, I have one of those someplace, Heathcliff, number 50. The New Mutants, I have that one, number 92. Ninth Man, I had some Ninth Man a while back. I don't think I had number 15. Quasar, number 13. I never liked Quasar. Marvel Comics Present, I have that one, number 56. Alpha Flight 87, I have that. Beginning a Bold New Era. Full Killer, Limited Series 1. Ghost Rider, number 4. Wolverine 26, I'd have that one, bi-weekly. Spectacular Spider-Man, Annual, number 10. Punisher Magazine, number 13. Savage Sword of Conan, 176. Punisher No Escape, number 1, a one-shot epic. Martial Law. I have some Martial Law. Maybe I'll read them. They're kind of satirically nasty, grown-up stuff, which is good. 'Cause mine's not family friendly, so we're good. The Savage Sword of Conan, 176. Punisher No Escape, the one-shot epic. Martial Law. I already read that. I'm sorry. The Avengers, Captain America. Conan the Barbarian. I have some Conan. I have the early ones. They're not in very good shape. G.I. Joe. Guardians of the Galaxy, number 3. Number 2. Interesting. Incredible Hulk, 372. Marvel Age Magazine. Marvel Tales. The Punisher. Silver Surfer. X-Men. Oh, that's the next month, I think. Excalibur. I have that one. What If? I don't know if I have What If 16. I'd have to look it up. Hero Limited Series, RoboCop, Shield, Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man Annual, Mutant Super Fun Special, Deathlock. I have some Deathlock. I just don't know which one. I think I have the limited series. Spider-Man vs. Wolverine, Life of Gru, Amazing Spider-Man, Iron Man, The New Warriors, Spectacular Spider-Man, Thor, The Transformers, X-Factor, I have that X-Factor, X-Men Classics, I have that one, Marvel Comics Present, I have that one, Cloak and Dagger, I'm pretty sure I have, Doctor Strange, I don't know if I have that one, Moon Knight, I don't have any Moon Knights. If I do, they're just crossovers. The Nam 47, Punisher's War Journal, Wolverine, Impossible Man, Summer Vacation Spectacular, Marvel Fanfare, I have some Marvel Fanfare, Conan Saga, The Destroyer, and Captain America, the 2-volume hardcover set reprint of Captain's 1940s Adventures by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. So if you went to a comic book store this month, these are the ones that would be out there by Marvel. Okay. So item. First, Chris Claremont did it. Then John Byrne. Then Peter David and Sid Jefferson. And now the latest Marvel writer to try his hand at scripting a novel is Jim Starlin of Silver Surfer's fame. In collaboration with his wife, Danian Grazalunas, Jim has produced a single tingling tale of suspense called Among Mad Men. The premise of the book is this. What would you do if everyone you knew suddenly went insane? Jim has produced 50 new illustrations for the book, which is being published by New American Library as part of their new Rock line of science fiction novels. The book will be out in August, and Jim and Diane promise more novels are on the way, so keep an eye out for them. Item. Speaking of novels, one of the prose books by the aforementioned Peter David of Incredible Hulk fame recently spent some time on the New York Times bestseller list. The book was Peter's Star Trek Next Generation novel, Rock and a Hard Place. The ever-prolific Peter has written several novels in the past, including Night, Life, and Howling Mad, and promises more in the future. We wish Peter the best of luck in all his future writing endeavors. Now, Peter, where's the next Hulk plot you promised? Item. This year, millions of Americans watched the San Francisco 49ers win the Super Bowl. But what you may not know is that the 49ers have a superhero on their team. That's right, the 49ers light end Jamie Williams is a huge Marvel fan and actually fancies himself as Spider-Man. Before a game, Jamie psychs himself up by imagining that he's Spider-Man and that the other members of the 49ers are superheroes as well. Jamie says that in a really competitive game, he becomes Conan the Barbarian. With such stalwarts as Spidey and Conan on their team, it's no wonder the 49ers won the Super Bowl. That's kind of an interesting piece of information. Wonder where he's at now in life. Item. Hope you caught Stan Lee's recent appearance on the Syndicate Entertainment this week over the weekend of March 31st. Stan talked all about Marvel's upcoming movie and TV projects and his comics plans for the future. The Entertainment This Week crew also stopped off at Marvel offices for a brief look to see how we were getting along without Stan here on a day-to-day basis. Their conclusion: even though we may not see Stan every day, since he lives out in LA, we still work with his many creations every day, and his presence is very much a part of Marvel today. Item. In other TV news, our very own Gary Conway of Web of Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man recently sold his first script to TV. It was an episode of ABC's Father's Dallowing Mysteries, starring Tom Bosley, and it aired on March 15th. Gary is now an active member of Father Dowley's family with several more scripts on the way. Regrettably, Gary's new career meant he had to change his plans to take over the writing of the Punisher comic book. But don't worry, Gary hasn't gone totally Hollywood on us. He is still scripting his 2 Spidey books a month, so you can look forward to having the Conway touch on Peter Parker's books for the foreseeable future. Now, Gary what's this we hear about Father Dowling getting the Captain Universe powers? Item. By now, every true believer knows that the Captain America movie is scheduled for release in August, and that the long-awaited Punisher movie should be finally coming out sometime before then. Who would have thought Mighty Marvel would have 2 major motion pictures featuring our characters out in the same year? Not us, that's for sure. Items. Books, sports, movies, TV, and, oh yes, comics. Who's to say this isn't the Marvel age of multimedia madness? I remember the Punisher movie, the first one, but I don't remember the Captain America movie. It was probably not very good, that's why I don't remember. So we're back here. He moves with surprising stealth. She does not hear him over the sound of her own wrist lasers, and those of her fellows who might have noticed her fail to see. Boom. Each is too involved in his own private war until it is too late. Surrender immediately, aliens. Ah, let me go, you son of a... Or your leader's life is forfeit. The Guardians pause at the gravel voice command. Each experience a moment forever frozen in time, with their teammate's name on their lips, their hearts clumped in their voiceless throats. Before any of them can act, Althena is surrounded. Oh, no. Await the general's command. I've got to make the change. Whatever tactical advantage I may have had is obviously gone now. Give me a few seconds to concentrate. Fire! No, just a few nanoseconds more. I can't stop the change. Her scream like a knife cuts through the sky. No! As a dozen lasers from as many directions converge on her as one. And there, for just a second, it appears as though a new star has ignited in the sky over the planet of Cougar. And those brave enough or foolish enough to gaze into the heart of that new sun would swear they saw 2 figures being consumed in its fury. And they wouldn't be wrong. To be continued. Okay, so this was our other advertisement. Great Eastern Conventions again. And this is their tour. They went to San Francisco. I'd have only seen them if they went to Sacramento. So let's see. Okay, so the history of the Guardians, Part 2. Almost a year after our present-day heroes traveled to the future to help liberate New York City from the Badoon tyranny, the Guardians have made their first foray into the world of the 20th century. Their mission in our era was to locate a Badoon Mento programmer with which they hoped to deduce how the Pandu were repelled in their first attempt to enslave the earth. They would not find the answers they sought, though they would discover it later. But they did manage to find some very powerful allies in the persons of the Defenders: Doctor Strange, Valkyrie, Nighthawk, and the Hulk. Martin X was struck with trying to repair the crashed USS Captain America, but he also met a very interesting new friend, a young boy who idolized the name on the ship's bow and dreamed of one day becoming an astronaut himself, Vance Astrovic. It should be noted here that Vance changed his name to shorten to the shorter Astro when he became an astronaut. Outside the good ship Captain America, the delicate balance of Earth's ecostructure was going haywire. Doctor Strange deduced that it was a temporal displacement caused by the elder Vance's presence in our era. The Guardians would have to return to their own time period, and the Defenders would accompany them. But before the two groups left for the future, Major Astro took some time to talk to his younger counterpart. This would be the first meeting between the two, one which the younger Vance would not remember thanks to the spell Forgetfulness from the Sorcerer Supreme. When the two groups arrived in the future, Valkyrie, Vance, the Hulk, and Yondu attempted to beam down to Earth, but their teleportation beams were deflected by the Bandu and their atoms were lost in space. Valkyrie and Vance arrived on an alien swamp world where they encountered several savage creatures who resembled the Bandoon but were covered with long matted hair. These creatures attacked, forcing the heroes to defend themselves. It was at this point that they met the first addition to the Guardians' ranks, the Anamic One Who Knows. Anamic. Meanwhile, Yondu and the Hulk found themselves on the hideous hedonistic world where they were captured by a giant robot that held them enthralled. The robot took them before the world's beast ruler. At this time, a platoon of Bandoon, say it 5 times fast, boarded the Captain America seeking an unusually strong power source their sensors had identified. Unbeknownst to all, their power source was none other than Doctor Strange himself, who had interfaced with the ship's computers in an effort to find their missing comrades. Charlie, Matrix, and Nighthawk were all captured by the Bandu. Doc was presumed to be dead, an error he chose not to rectify at this time. The Hulk and Yondu were forced to participate in gladiatorial games, and back on the swamp world, Valkyrie and Vance discovered that the mysterious stranger's name was Starhawk. He would soon tell them the secret of the swamp world and the Bandu. The swamp world was a planet called Loteria, located in the Capella star system. It was the ancestral home of the Bandu. The two heroes discovered that the Bandu were an extremely ancient race that had a major flaw in their genetic makeup. Specifically, the males and females of the species loathed one another. Nature compensated by allowing the mating urge to strike but once in every Bandu's life. The urge was a time of madness for both sexes. This then explained who the savage beasts were that Valkyrie and Vance first encountered. Female Bandoon and the thrall in the mating urge. Isn't that fun? When the Brotherhood pursued the arts of war and conquest, the Sisterhood of Bandu sought the more spiritual learnings of peaceful meditation. Upon becoming aware of the male's conquest, the two sexes lived on different planets. The Sisterhood vowed to do their part to end the suffering caused by the males of their race. But before anything could be done, Doctor Strange found Valkyrie and Vance and mystically teleported them back to Earth. Starhawk met up with the two reunited teams on Earth after a slight detour to check on his children, Tara, Sita, and John, promoted by a distress call from his apparently disembodied wife, Altira. He was already beginning to show a propensity for coming and going as he pleased, usually at the most inappropriate times, a habit which would not endear him to his soon-to-be fellow Guardians. He convinced Doctor Strange that the Earth must win its own freedom if it was to have any lasting value. The defenders returned to their own era, leaving the guardians of the galaxy and the people of Earth to determine their own fate. It was a battle not long in coming. Together with the resistance and the Terran prisoners, whom Doctor Strange had freed before his departure, the Guardians finally liberated the planet Earth from the Bandu tyranny. The Brotherhood was removed from the Earth by the Sisterhood, a fate worse than death for them. Both the Guardians and the people of Earth were then allowed to pick up the shattered remains of their life. Unfortunately, mankind had learned little during its 7 long years of subjugation. Without the Bandu to hate, the same old prejudice that had plagued mankind for untold millennia reared its ugly head. Left without a clear villain to vent his inner rage on, man did as he had always done. He turned his anger on fellow men, and the Guardians of the Galaxy did not like it. Dissatisfied with their lives on the new free Earth, the Guardians regrouped on the spaceship Captain America and, at the assistance of Starhawk, apparently left the Earth forever. Having decided to live up to their name and actually guard the galaxy, the Guardians were soon to meet their first female members. The first was a brazen young girl with flaming tresses named Nikki, an agile acrobatic, sure shot. Nikki was the only survivor of Earth's colony on Mercury. At age 11, she witnessed the murder of her parents and the genocide of her race at the hands of the Bandu. She escaped her doomed world in a small ship and, using her wits, managed to survive along in space for 7 years. She was quickly accepted into the group as one of them. The second woman they would meet was Starhawk's wife, the Arcturian beauty, Althea. The Guardians soon discovered that Starhawk and Althea occupied the same physical space, with only one of them being corporeal at a time. The group would not discover the mystery of the unique relationship for some time. We're still recounting most of it in issue 7 in this series. When we will also explain why Starhawk is one who knows. The answer may surprise you. Suggested reading list: Giant Size Defenders number 5, Defenders 26 to 29, Marvel Presents 3 and 4. Next issue: The Final Fate of Starhawk and Althea, a visit with that mysterious other team of aliens who are searching for Captain America's shield, and the Stark mothership attacks. Is this the end of the Guardians already? All right, that's it. We know that it goes to issue 90. Okay, so next Wednesday, if all goes well, we'll read number 3. I hope you guys like those. I'm mostly doing it because I also wanted to read them. So, I'm going to be working on some artsy stuff now, but I got to turn up the music a little bit. I feel like my bit rate's so low that everything's kind of dragging here. Hope all is well. All is well with me. All well with you? Is all well with you, Cuzwalt? Okay, we're going to turn this up a little bit. I got some new a new creature. Look, I got to show you. And I got new music. Why is that not playing? No, maybe it is playing. I just can't hear it. Hang on. My headphones went dead because no sound was going through them. Okay. That's a little loud. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, my neck hurts.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Activity. So now if you go and do something in here that you have an activity for, sometimes something comes up. But here's my new one. I do have another one too. I collected the Dust Bunny, but we're going back to Goopo. I think that one's cute. So we'll do the activity. There we go. Okay, we're going to lower that down a little bit. Well, I hope you guys liked it. Okay, so remember I told you I was making reference one at the moment. But I'm making journals for a bigger journal, a couple of them. I wanted to use, I made these fabric papers. I love them. I wish you guys could feel them. They're kind of cool. This one's made from a magazine. You can rip them, but they have a really cool feel to them. So I wanted to use these. I have this one. I have this one. I'm gonna make some more. I got this one. This one has a hole in it. It's common that they get holes when you make them because you're taking the paper and you are just kneading it. I have this one. I have a few more here that I've made. So then these are made out of National Geographic things. So I'm only going to be doing art for maybe half an hour or so. How many different paper styles do I have? Lots. I have lots of paper styles. So whenever I find something online, so this is made with basically taking a starch or an oil. I was using petroleum, but you're supposed to be able to do it with a lotion, and I haven't yet gotten the lotion to work as well. So then there's this one. Again, this is another of the tarot ones. These are all this is a napkin. So this one here is made with a magazine. You can see some of the words. And these are napkins. They still smell nice. I made them with cocoa oil. Here's another one. This is the whole napkin instead of half a napkin. And then these are napkins. They have this weird little stretchy feel to them. There's another way to make paper fabric as well. I've made some of those. I like the feeling when you do it that way too. So I'm going to make some envelope journals with my paper journals. So first thing I do again is fold these. Because I'm actually going to sew these ones into my envelopes. I love the way that feels too. But I'm going to coat these. Because I was thinking if any of you would be interested. So how many different paper styles do I have? So I have homemade paper I've made, homemade paper I bought. I have scrapbook paper. I have plain white and brown paper. I have paper bag paper, of course. I have fabric paper. I have tissue paper. Paper. Then if you like Roger, stickers are paper, books are paper. I got this new book too. I was going to show you guys. Yeah. Because I'm going to make some videos. This one's 300 paper making recipes. So I'm going to try making some of these. I've made that one. Not with confetti though. This would be fun, the fine line. So they show you how to make your own homemade paper. I have other books like this. But I want to get down to that really fine paper like that and make journals with them. So they show you all kinds of different ways to make paper stuff. I have the whole setup for paper making. I just want to try some new stuff. I want to make paper making. Now I'd like to do the paper making or cooking of the materials, but I have to do it outside because you have to do it with firewood ash. So that's not going to be happening anytime soon. You have to be outside. And how to make cotton ones and not recycled. So to me that's pretty cool. So I'm really excited. I got this one at the thrift store the other day when we went. Okay, so let's go back to this. Back to this. I got me some new glue. But what I thought maybe is if you guys were interested in, I could tell you what I was going to do and allow you to get in Discord and allow you to get the materials, and then you can make them with me. Okay, so we need our glue. Hang on, I'm going to move the camera for a minute. If we're going to do 2 comic books a reading, I'm going to have to start a little earlier, hopefully. I don't know. I don't get done early with the kids because, well, that just doesn't happen. I have to do something here. Oh. Other glue too, so that allows me to put different types of glue. What you doing there, Buffy boy? Oh, that's weird. I wish there was something I could do with it. Look what I just got off of my bags. I wish there was something I could figure out. The only thing I know what to do with plastic, because you have to have special glue for plastic. Usually like super glue. It doesn't work otherwise very well. But the only thing I know what to do with plastic is you could lay this all down and melt it into another flat thing of plastic. It just feels really cool. Boop. So nothing I can do with it. Alright, so I have the Fabric Tech, which allows me to take fabric and glue it to other things. See, bonds fabrics, lace, glass, leather, wood, trims. And then this is, I need a roller one, and Scotchgard makes by far the best glue I've found yet. But this is a glue small, like a pin style, and then this is the roller, and I like the roller, so. Okay, so. You have to decide which ways we're going to do this. So this is, if I do that way, yeah. Can I open it? Yeah, that's fine. I think I'll do it this way though. I think we'll put them all this way. Except for that one, didn't want it to be that way. Let's try and do it that way. Before we do that though, I'm going to cut this one. Let me cut it. Alright, so tomorrow will be gaming. Friday in the afternoon, I'm going to game with my son. We're going to play Marvel Rivals again. At least for part of it, and then I'll probably play like Astroneer Planet or No Man's Sky. I haven't decided which one yet. Yeah, okay, so what I did was I opened this so that I have another pocket right here. Except I have to glue these bottoms right here. See how they are? I have to glue them or they won't, you can't really use them very well. So that's where this one will come into handy. Squish it down. I really want to go that way though. The better the glue you can get, the better it is for you in the long run. Okay. So we're gonna glue these. Oh, I got gold on that one. I have to get my other ones I made though. So I made a whole bunch remember we made a whole bunch of these. I got some envelopes I wanna do. More envelopes. Where did I put those? Well, we made these last week. Oh no! The turtle has fallen. Remember we made these last week? Oh, I'll put those on, put them on something. Okay, so I have to fold these. We made our gel plate ones last time. Okay, so we have to figure out how to glue them. And we glue it this way and this way. Is the music too loud or just right for you guys? I don't know if that's gluing or not. Nope. Maybe there's a lip on it? Oh, there is. There's a weird lip on it. Interesting. I don't know if I could get that off there or not. See, what's this on there? Oh yes, probably you put it back and that way it doesn't drain on your. Hang on here. Okay, so that turned out really nice. Okay, I think this is going to be one of the back ones because that's me, silly. That's me, silly again. And we made that one. So. That needs to be glued a little better. If you don't use really good glue, they fall apart. So I have gone through 4 or 5 different types of glue to find one that works really well. So now I'm going to do something different because I want to keep this right here. I'm going to keep that image right there. So I'm going to glue this one to here. Make sure I'm going the right way with it. Yeah. And then I'm going to probably glue that one to that one. So I'm going to that one in there like that. And we'll close that one over it. Okay, so there's that. Take this. So now, the thing is, if you had all the stuff pre-made, like in a little pack or stuff, like say I bought all this instead of made it, you could technically just put these together. It would just be based on what you thought was really good and what looked good to you. I'm gonna wait for a minute because I'm gonna add the rest of these before I do that. Okay, so we now have this. So now I'm gonna do something a little different here. Gotta count how many I have. I've got one. I'd have to come in inside if I want to glue the sides. You don't have to glue the sides if you think you're gonna put more stuff in there. I wouldn't get too big though. So that's 2. This is 3. 1. 1. Okay, wait, this is, I think this goes this way because I have an opening up here. There's an opening there, yeah. This is where I glued it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so I'm gonna do right here. I'm gonna add some more of these ones. Do you want it to go that way, flat to flat, or this way, flat to flat? I think I'm gonna turn it around. Can you guys hear the music okay? Put it there. Put it this way so I want to open up right. Is that way? Yeah. So you can, when you're making these, you can just do this, glue a big U shape, and then when you put these down, it will make a pocket for you. You can do that with regular paper too. So this is the journal we're going to work on together. You're going to walk through it with me. The little one, and then when I get the bigger ones made, we'll do those too. If you're particular about your edges, you could probably go through and trim these. I'm not particular. I like the kind of the idea. Sometimes things aren't very well put together. So there's that one. I'm gonna do this one. That's a click over there, so I'll glue it on this side. I'll glue it this way. I'll do it this way. I'll do it the other way. I'll glue it the other way. Oh, that's got glue on it. I wonder why. Don't be that way. Okay. Not that way. So do this way. That one has the opening, so I'm gonna leave that there. side opening now. I do this side, I have to make the opening. I see. Sometimes remembering things is harder for me than I think it should be. That'll go this way. I gotta fold it again. Really cool, use the brooks. Yeah, I'm gonna make one that's really big, but this is the small version. This one is gonna go inside another journal. I make a lot of little journals to put in pockets of journals for lots of different reasons. I'm gonna show you in a minute. As soon as I get these folded, I'm gonna show you the next thing we're gonna do here. This is gonna be the outside of it, though. This will take this away. I want to make sure I have as much open area as possible, so I guess this will be fine. For drawing on and whatever. I don't need the flaps as much as I need the open areas. So it's okay that I'm doing the folding of the, I'm gluing down these things here. Now normally you don't have to buy the bags. If they're recycled bags, you could recycle them. Like if people give you bags. That one's not, it's too close to that edge. I go, I got to fix it, step it. You have to be careful, you'll start getting that issue going on. I'm also doing it not the way they showed us to do it in the thing. I'm doing a different way that I did it because I want to keep the painted parts. So it's going to be a little bulkier than it should be because I'm doing it differently. Normally what would happen, instead of me doing them on the inside, you'd do them on the outside and you'd get these binding things going on. But I'm doing it differently and I'm going to fix that, so don't bother me none. It don't bother me none. It might bother other people, but not me. See how it's gonna have this edge like here that sticks out? If I had done more of them where I was lining up these like this, it would be better. But like I said, I was doing something else. I'm using up stuff. Using up stuff. One side heavier than the other side. How many do we have? We have 1, 2, see it's a big thick parts here, so I'm probably gonna, after it dries, I might come in and trim this. Probably trim it now. I don't have my thing on. Okay. So now I have a pocket here. Pocket there. Pocket here. Pocket here. That's it. I have 4 pockets there. Plus I think I have a pocket up on the top. Yep, like, see? There's a pocket there. There might be another on the top one. I don't know. But now when it lays, it's going to lay a little better. I'll probably trim those other ones too, just not at the moment. I wanted to see. So I've got 1, 2, a chunk. It's a chunker. There's a 30. Oh, see, this one's on the bottom. I'm going to have to glue that one in because that went the wrong way. Well, not necessarily. I could. I don't know. That's the sides. Okay, it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're good. We're so good. I could sew them in. I could put these like this and just sew right in here, these two, and it would go down through this one of these, but I didn't set it up that way, so I'm not going to do it that way. Okay, so is this one really chunky? No. That one's not really chunky, so we'll put this on here. It's not really chunky. I think my bit rate's all funky dunkied. It's all funky dunkied. Okay, so we're gonna go this way with this. And this one I'm not making an envelope for it. I'm just gonna glue this down. No. Do this last one here. This is going to be the centerpiece one, so probably put it that way. So I could also do like that. And then just stick this one in here directly like this. Since this is the last one. Which is not on there correctly. I've got a huge corrector going on. Okay, so then that's the end of that. And then what I'm going to do, well, that's doing that. Sounds like spooky skeletons. Okay, so then I have this paper bag, which is smaller than those. It's just the inside of a paper bag. So I could put this like right here. I gotta cut it. Again, it's just because I like the sound of the paper. I didn't invent any of this stuff. None of this. It's somebody else did it. I have made paper bag ones for a long time, but I really like the feel of this bag. Sometimes you just need textural things because they feel good. Like thinking, wait, what's going on here? And you want to recycle stuff as much as possible. Do it that way then. Remember that. Recycle. I think I want to go that way though. I think I like it this way. I'll do it this way. Okay. If you guys were talking to me, I'd talk to you guys too. This is not like gaming. I'm not gonna babble on. I'm gonna babble on sometimes when I'm gaming, so. Okay, so now we're gonna put this right there. So when I close it up, could have done it that way, but I want to do it this way, I think. Except these ones also need to be moved down. Okay, then we're going to put this one in here. So now we got a pocket. Okay, now we're gonna do this. You're not good with working with paper and glue? I don't believe that for a second. Everybody's good with working with paper and glue. Some people are better at it. There's a guy that I used to watch, that's all he worked with was the paper and glue and made these spectacular things I would never even be able to do. So it was really cool. So we're going to go a little less. I told you I used to do groups like this where I'd bring all the stuff and people would sit down and mix stuff. I think when you don't have to think about what you're making, it's easier, of course. I want that smaller. Let's see if I can get that cut. I'm really bad at measurements and stuff. So a lot of my stuff does not turn out the same as other people's stuff does. But I don't let that deter me. Because if I see something and I really like it, I'm like, oh, I want to learn how to do that. And then I learn how to do it. Whether it turns out exactly the way theirs did or not, doesn't bother me none. You just gotta enjoy it. It's enjoying as well. Enjoying. You ever put wallpaper up? I bet you that's hard to do. I like that part, but okay, then we're gonna do another thing here. It's just for decorative purposes. This one. Yeah. Not for any reason, just because I think it'd be cool. It's cool. You could put stickers on it if you want. Which I should have put something else on it. I'm not done though with the journal making part. I'm not done with the journal making part. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Just because I like paper. Sometimes you just have to keep the paper because you like it. My journals would drive most people nuts. If you have a problem with things that aren't straight and whatever, it's not mine. You don't want mine. I'm gonna pull this over. Yeah, we're gonna cut this one. This has no purpose. I just thought it'd be cool looking. Uh-oh, it fell off. Was it not glued on well? Probably just not having enough glue on it. Also, I'm probably not letting it dry long enough. Hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like I said, I have a lot of trouble with glue sometimes. It just doesn't want to work for me as well as it does for other people. They tack it on and they're done. So I have these butterflies. I'm thinking later we're going to put on here. Like that. But we're not going to do them right now. So I got a couple of those I want to put on there. Along with other stuff. Okay, so now we've got our journal done. This part of it done. So I'm going to add some more parts to it. Ooh, I like that paper. Look, feel that. That looks old though. Oh, that one ripped. That's cool. This is called glassine paper. When it's real slick like this, it's also be vellum. Vellum, though, tends to have a bit of more like an oil texture to it than the shiny paper. So, okay, so now we're going to go, I'm going to pick a spot here, not that one, because, of course, it doesn't sit well, so I have to fold it a little better. Because remember, I just glued this one down the middle, so it's not going to sit the same way as the other ones do. And it has this on here now, so... This one may have to be glued to that one. Because it doesn't want to turn. It doesn't because it's not glued straight. So we're going to glue this one on there. Do I get these by the roll or by random finds? So which one are you talking about? Which paper are you talking? So this came off these envelopes right here. This glassine is what held this together. I got these at the thrift store probably at one time. Like, usually you can find envelopes at the thrift store for like 25 cents for a bundle. So like, this comes off this. A lot of these stationary ones will have covers like these. And then I'll cut this up, like let's probably cut that. I don't need that symbol on there, not really. Doesn't mean I don't use it. I might use it. This is older though, so it started to crack, so I'll cut that one off. And then I'll put them here, and I might paint them or something. Yeah, that's the glassine. It's just a thing. I can make glassine paper, which I forgot to tell you about that. So vellum paper, technically, is made with this. And I would coat it with baby oil, and we'll let it sit. We do that. We let this sit, and then it will. See how you can already see through it, but it'll be stiffer. It'll be more, not like that. It will be more like this style of paper once you put the oil on it, but you'll also even be able to see through it even more. Like, you'll get double images. So, but you can buy them. You can buy vellum paper. I just make it because I can't really buy paper. I mean, I can, but vellum paper is very expensive, so you don't really want to buy it. Let's see. So I gotta figure out how we can do this. It's not gonna be able to go that way. It's not really gonna be able to go this way either, though I could probably do it that way. I have all these envelopes and I want to do stuff with them. I can make envelopes too, which I was going to show you. So, this is an envelope template. This is a square one. And it goes like this. Dum, 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 dum. And so you put this on your paper, or your fabric paper if you have it. This would not be big enough. Though you could do is you could take a couple of them. I'll show you. Alright, so we could use this one as our bases. I'm not going to, but you could do that. So that's going to be that square right there. Then you would take another one, like that, cut it out and sew it to this one to make another part of the envelope. And then you do the same thing up here. You could sew that one in, and then you sew this one in, and you sew the other one in, and then you'd have a fabric paper. Paper is stinky when making it too. It depends on the paper. If I make it with the, I did a whole series over on Wild Rhyme Times in which we made vellum paper, homemade vellum paper. And whereas the vegetable oil produced this really great texture, I'll try to write down to bring some in. Next time we'll work with some of that. So, if you use vegetable oil, after a while that smells. I have the ones I practice with like that, I put them away with lavender because it was just too hard to deal with the smell. So baby oil by far is the best oil to do to make any type of vellum, or if you're going to make this, you want something that smells sweet because you don't want that stinky odor. So then here's another thing. So I go to the thrift store and you can buy rolls of paper. This paper goes in a calculator. And then what you do is you take all your scrap paper that you have left over. Remember, this was for my tape I used for my thing. I can put some of this on here too. And you follow this roll out. And then you can come back through and cut the squares off at any point to decorate on your stuff. So this is, again, not something I invented, somebody else. I already knew about making scrap pieces of paper, but somebody else showed me how to take they had gotten a whole bunch, like me, a whole bunch of this type of paper. We have a paper mill here in Springfield, and yeah, it smells pretty bad. When they're making paper over there, it doesn't smell good. When I make, but that's because they were cooking it. When I make paper in the water, it smells great. The only time it doesn't smell great is, like I said, if you make vellum and you use any type of oil that's not oil. Now, I'm thinking what I'm going to do instead is this. I'm going to close it that way, I think. But then it'll pop out this way. So let's try some of those. I don't think I have any tape in here. Okay, so what I want to make is you tape it here, and when you flip it up, it's going to close like that. So I want to make a bunch of those. And I think I'm going to coat them with this paper. So I think what we'll do is we'll do this. I'm going to close this up. Lick it, lick it, lick it. Lick it, lick it, lick it. We're going to lick it. Okay. And then I'm going to decide where I want that envelope to be. So I can close it like this. So we're going to want this to be the top. That's going to be the top. Scissor-fied right scissors. Okay, so this is going to go here. Okay, so this is going to go here, like right here. And I'm going to tape it so it comes up like this. And I'm just going to show you with the tape at the moment. But that I'm going to use my washi tape more so than this tape. But just so you can see what I mean. So I'm going to take a piece of this. We're going to glue this. Well, not glue it, but we're going to tape it on here. I'm going to stick it up here so that it closes. Again, not something I invented. Just something I seen happen. Okay, so because we're going to do it that way, then what we're going to do is we're going to take this one. Also do that, but we're going to do something different with it. So we're going to take our envelope and we're going to stick it like this. I'm going to glue it to this, and it's going to make us a little thing here. So you're going to stick it up here just like you would do for an envelope. And you're going to coat it like that. Okay, so then we're going to go over here. This one's going up. Where did I put my... I know I cut it. Oh, there it is. I cut it on that side. No, that's this one. No, I didn't cut these. Okay, that's good. So we're going to glue this to this, like that. After I cut it. What we're doing is creating more space. That one will work. So then this one opens up to a pocket. Put my Now we should be able to stick that one there. Yep, there we go. See? Now we can glue this one to this one. Like that. But we're not going to do it yet because we're going to do this one. So we're going to cut. Okay, so I cut the envelope's top off. Again, I don't do anything straight, so you need it straight. I'm not the person to watch. Okay, so we're going to glue that one in here to this one. Do that first, because it's going to drive me nuts here if I don't. Take this one. Put it right there, I think. Now it's going to glue these all together so that when we fold it, voila. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end this. We're going to come back and do some more envelopes. I got some other envelopes. I'm going to do some glassine and vellum. I don't have a lot of glassine like this, but I have vellum, so I'll bring in the vellum. I'll make some vellum. We're going to glue. Next week we're going to take our fabric paper and we're going to attach that to it. And we're going to work on putting butterflies on it and the paper that I'm making on my receipt paper. So thank you everybody for coming by and watching me. I will catch you all on the flip side. I am out of here. Now remember, this is a small journal that's going to go into another journal. I might put a tape here because when I put that fabric in, the fabric paper. But yeah, so that's what's going on with that. I will be back tomorrow to play some video games. We will read some more comic books next Wednesday. Hey, we're leaving Boomstick. Thanks for stopping by. And then I will be back tomorrow to play some games, Boomstick, if you want to come by. Next Tuesday, we're going to start making some slides for my new intro. I haven't really decided what I want to do for that, right? We're going to keep making our journal, and we'll read two more comic books. It was a long day. I'm sorry. Maybe go back and I read 2 comic books of the. We read chapter 1 and 2, issue 1 and 2. We talked about Tappy, which is an online app that will allow you to collect your comic books in it and take pictures. I don't know if I like it yet to tell you if it's good or not. We talked about how to make fabric paper, which I'm going to do some of this with this. But yeah, so I'll catch you all on the flip side. I'm out of here. Peace. I'm sorry you had such a long day, Boomstick. I hope it gets better for you. Bye.